You know that feeling? When your digital life, maybe your phone, just gets a little cluttered.
Photos everywhere, emails piled up.
Right. Everything feels sluggish. Now imagine that, but like on an enterprise scale.
Millions of data points.
Millions. Impacting not just, system speed, but huge transformation projects. We're talking data sprawl.
Yeah, and it's a massive challenge, often bigger than people realize.
It really is, and it's often underestimated, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's not just a tech headache. We're talking real money, operational efficiency, how agile a business can even be.
That's a key point. It's not just inconvenience, it's bottom line business cost.
Exactly. Tangible costs.
So for this deep dive, we're really zeroing in on data volume management.
Yeah.
DVM, right?
Yeah. DVM.
Specifically how it fits into that whole SAP S/4HANA conversion journey and, keeping systems lean afterwards.
Crucial for both.
Our mission today. Let's unpack why DVM isn't just like a nice to have, why it's absolutely essential for a smooth migration, system health, saving costs.
A core strategy.
And we'll look at it through the lens of SAP's own tools. We've got insights from two key SAP best practice documents, one on the S/4HANA transition itself.
And the other.
A big user guide for DVM and SAP Solution Manager. Okay, let's get into it.
All right. So data volume management, DVM. At its heart, it's really a set of processes and the tools SAP gives you.
To manage the data.
To manage and control all the data in your SAP landscape. The main goal, and this is really key, is a lean database.
Getting rid of the junk, basically.
Exactly. Getting rid of the waste data you don't need anymore, but carefully keeping all the important business stuff safe and sound.
And for anyone looking at S/4HANA, this gets even more critical, right?
Oh, absolutely. DVM is vital during an S/4HANA conversion. Why? Well, think about it.
Less data to move.
Precisely. A smaller data footprint means shorter conversion times, less load size on the new system.
Makes sense.
And, importantly, significantly lower memory needs for that shiny new S/4HANA system.
You're not carrying over all the old baggage.
You really set it up for peak performance right from the start.
And the benefits go beyond just the conversion project itself, I imagine.
For sure. Good DVM helps keep IT costs from spiraling later on. Makes system management less complex, too.
Performance improvements.
It definitely improves system performance. And this is a big one. It helps prevent human error.
Right.
Accidentally deleting critical data.
Ouch. Yeah, nobody wants that.
Plus, it keeps you aligned with your corporate data retention policies. Compliance is huge.
So it's not just tech stuff. It's risk management, cost control.
It's strategic. It forces that discipline around data that pays off everywhere. You move from just fighting fires to actually planning.
You mentioned the scale earlier. Like a typical SAP system might have over 100,000 database tables.
It's staggering, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes manual management just impossible,
yeah.
Costly and ineffective.
Completely impractical, which raises that big question.
How do you even begin to tackle something that huge?
Right. That feeling of overwhelm is real. But SAP provides a starting point.
Okay.
The highly recommended first step, especially before S/4HANA, is the SAP readiness check.
Heard that's a must-do for S4. How does it help with data volume specifically?
Well, it has this SAP S/4HANA sizing tile. Super useful.
What does that show?
It gives you an initial estimate of your minimum memory needs post-conversion. But crucially for DVM, it shows the archiving potential.
So it flags how much you could potentially clean up.
Exactly. Your first look, your baseline for data reduction.
Okay, got the baseline. How do you go from that high-level view to, actual steps? Is there a plan?
Yeah. SAP provides the DVM decision tree.
Decision tree.
Think of it as a visual guide, a roadmap. It walks you through the whole process.
From start to finish.
From discovery and analysis right through execution and follow-up. And it even points you to specific SAP documents for each step. Helps you avoid getting lost.
That sounds helpful. So you're following the tree.
Mm.
What's the big output that really maps out your data situation?
That brings us to the discovery phase, getting the DVM best practice service report.
Okay, the service report. What's in that?
It's like a full health check for your current ERP system's data. Gives you the complete picture distribution quality where the big data chunks are hiding.
So it's more than just size. Does it, uncover hidden problems?
It does much more. It pinpoints your largest data objects, the main culprits. And it suggests specific ways to cut them down.
Like archiving, deleting.
Archiving, deletion, even data avoidance, summarization. But the real action item is it details the type and amount of data you can archive or delete.
Wow. Specific recommendations.
Yeah, including recommended residence times and, crucially, the potential cost or space savings. People are often shocked how much old technical junk they have.
That kind of detail, the savings potential, sounds incredibly useful. How do you actually get this report?
Two main ways. You can run a guided self-service, a GSS, in your SAP Solution Manager.
Okay, need a specific version.
Yeah, minimum is Solman 7.2 SPO5 with ST-SCR 720. The GSS itself is pretty quick, maybe 4 hours effort. Takes up to a week overall, depending on change control.
Who usually runs that?
Typically your system admins. The other option. Order an SAP CQC DVM service. That brings SAP experts in to help.
More hands-on help.
Right. Adds maybe 2 days effort, and often gets application owners involved earlier for a broader view.
Okay, so you've got the detailed report in hand. What's the absolute first thing you do with it?
You evaluate it thoroughly. Focus on finding immediate housekeeping fixes, quick reduction wins before S/4HANA,
And hidden issues?
and uncovering any data problems you didn't even know you had. This evaluation really shapes your whole DVM game plan.
You mentioned quick wins. Is that like the low-hanging fruit?
Exactly. SAP calls them quick wins. These are usually basis tables, technical stuff.
Like logs and things.
Application logs, IDocs, table change protocols, work items, change documents, accounting interface docs, that kind of thing.
And why are they quick?
Because you can usually reduce them easily without a massive project involving all the business departments figuring out retention rules. That saves a ton of time.
Makes sense. Less bureaucracy, faster results. But what if the report shows huge potential beyond those quick wins? Like in the main business tables.
That's a really key decision point. If you see big savings potential outside the quick wins, especially in application tables,
Done.
then you're looking at what SAP calls a full DVM project.
Which sounds bigger.
It is more complex, takes longer, I think at least 6 months, because you have to involve different business departments. Finance, legal, sales.
To get the retention rules right.
Exactly. Statutory requirements, fiscal needs, who needs access to archive data. It all has to be sorted out.
So if you're short on time before the S4 conversion,
You might strategically focus on just the quick wins first. Get those benefits for the migration itself.
and tackle the application tables later.
Tackle the bigger application stuff post-conversion. The DVM decision tree actually helps you make that call based on your timelines.
Okay, let's say you do go for the full DVM project. How do you set that up? SAP really stresses collaboration here, right?
Oh, totally. Collaboration is everything. You absolutely need a clear DVM project lead. That's a huge success factor.
And involve the business side early.
Right from the planning phase. Legal, finance, everyone relevant needs to be in the loop to agree on residence times, retention, and how users access archived data later.
How much effort is that planning phase?
The planning itself, maybe 5 to 8 days effort spread over a couple of weeks, mostly involves the project lead and the key application owners.
And for people maybe new to DVM, what tools or concepts should they get familiar with first?
Good question. You need to understand basic data archiving concepts and get comfortable with key SAP transactions.
Like?
Sarah, that's the main archiving transaction. RTCC tool for system checks, DB02, the database monitor, and TA&A for table analysis.
Getting a handle on those is foundational.
Definitely. It's maybe 3 days effort for a basis expert over a week or so just to get familiar.
Right, planning's done, analysis is done, we know the landscape. How do you actually start doing things, implementing the measures?
Right, the execution. You start with applying measures to those quick win tables.
The technical ones.
Yep. Actual housekeeping, archiving activities on those basis tables. SAP has great resources for this specific quick win archive guides. SAP Note 2388483.
That's the how-to note?
That's the one. Detailed guide for managing technical tables.
And even though it's technical stuff, done by basis, still need testing.
Oh, yeah. Proper user acceptance testing, even if it's just by IT, plus good documentation.
Cool.
Critical.
Gotcha. How long does that quick win phase take?
Depends on how many tables, but maybe 10-15 days effort spread over about 6 weeks for implementation and testing.
Okay. And then for the big one, the full DVM project, hitting the business application tables.
That's the next major piece if you went that route. Applying DVM measures, archiving, deletion, avoidance, whatever fits to the actual application data.
While respecting dependencies and rules.
Absolutely. Got to follow archiving object dependencies, business requirements, retention rules to the letter. Again, SAP provides guides, the data management guide for SAP Business Suite, specific guides for ERP and industry solutions.
What about custom tables? Z tables.
There are documents for handling those too, how to manage growth in tables SAP doesn't define. Often, this application work can run parallel to the quick win stuff.
Sounds like a major effort coordinating with business. Time frame.
It is significant. Maybe 5 to 10 days effort per archiving object, so it adds up fast. Minimum duration, 3 to 4 months. Easy.
No.
And honestly, it really depends on how fast legal, revision, and the business teams can give feedback and sign off. That's often the long pole in the tent.
So fast forward, the S4 ANA conversion is done. New system is live. In DVM over, can you relax now?
Not quite. DVM is ongoing. It's a continuous thing.
It all happens right after conversion.
There's a critical post-conversion step. If you had archiving set up in your old ERP for financials or logistics, you have to check if changes are needed because S4HANA changed the data model. Some old tables might be gone, rules might need tweaking.
Because the structure is different.
Exactly. SAP Note 2818267 and guides on influences of financial data model changes are key here.
Effort for that check.
Maybe 3 to 5 days per application object. Can often be done in parallel over about a week. Application owners usually handle this.
Okay, that's sorted. How do you keep the new S4 system lean long-term?
Continuous optimization. That means setting up DVM monitoring in your new S4HANA system. It's essential.
Proactive monitoring.
Yep. SAP provides a new DVM application for this right in the SAP One launchpad. Use it.
How often should you check it?
SAP recommends evaluating the results regularly, at least every 3 months, to stay ahead of data growth.
Setup time.
Setup's quick, maybe a day. And the regular checks. About a day each time for a system admin.
What if you find new problems later, or you postpone some DVM work before S4?
Then you'd kick off an SAP S4HANA DVM project. Similar setup to the full DVM projects we talked about.
But using S4 specific guides.
Exactly. Leveraging the guides tailored for the new S4HANA data model keeps things optimized for the modern environment.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Talk about the command center for all this. SAP Solution Manager. What is the DVM Launchpad group?
Right, the DVM Launchpad group. It's basically your central hub, your one-stop shop for all things DVM in Solution Manager.
Replace the old DVM Work Center.
Yeah, since Solution Manager SP07, it's much more modern, built on a SAP NetWeaver BW Business Warehouse.
W gives it the analytical power.
Exactly. It can crunch large amounts of historical data to give you real DVM insights. It helps you see your data clearly, optimize your strategy, use SAP best practices.
Simulate things too.
Simulate approaches, monitor your KPIs, check compliance. It really connects the IT view with the business view using graphs and stats.
Sounds powerful. How do you get it set up? Any traps to avoid?
There's some initial setup, system prep, infrastructure prep, basic config, plus managed systems config for the connections.
RFCs and DBA cockpit.
Right. And run RTCC tool that checks technical prerequisites and needed SAP notes. Big mistake to avoid. Don't try to connect it to client 000. It's not supported, gives bad data. Also, don't just activate every template during setup, only what you need.
Keep it focused.
Yeah. And be patient loading dashboards. Don't click frantically if it's thinking. Let the BW do its work.
Good advice. Once it's set up, how does it actually get all the data from the systems?
That's the extractor framework. It's the backbone for data collection.
Little agents gathering data.
Essentially. Extractors pull info at set intervals like weekly table size snapshots. But what's interesting, a weekly extractor might actually run more often, say every 4 hours.
Why is that?
It's a safety net. Ensures data gets collected even if there's a short downtime, so you don't have gaps in your history.
Smart. Any specific extractor recommended?
Yeah, the dbton-based one, AGS DVM new size extractor, it tends to perform better because it talks directly to the database. More efficient than the older ABP RFC ones.
Makes sense. So it pulls in tons of data. How does Solman organize it all? Thousands of tables must be chaos.
That's where classification comes in. You group tables logically.
By application area, maybe.
Exactly. Document type, application area. Makes it much easier to analyze. You can do it manually in the table classification browser or write in SE11, the ABAP dictionary.
And it stays up to date.
Yep. There's a DVM classification data extractor that checks for updates every 24 minutes or so.
Okay. Data collected, classified. Now, the payoff, the analysis, the dashboards sound like where the magic happens.
They really are. That's where you turn all that BW data into charts, graphs, tables you can actually use. You pick your time frame, your granularity.
What are some key dashboards? Where do you start?
Good starting point is data allocation statistics. Often a pie chart showing where your data volume is coming from by application area.
Helps find the big chunks.
Right. Quickly spots areas with lots of technical or old data, those quick win candidates. Then there's table utilization statistics.
What there?
Shows which tables are heavily used daily versus which are hardly touched or never. Those untouched ones, prime targets for archiving or deletion.
So finding the dead weight. What about planning DVM projects?
For planning, identify data reduction potential is great. It lets you simulate savings.
Like a what-if analysis.
Exactly. What if we archive these objects with this residence time? Helps build the business case. Then data volume forecasting takes it further.
So?
Simulates the impact of different DVM strategies on database size, even costs over years, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. Gives scenarios like no measures, moderate, aggressive, great for long-term planning.
And prioritizing. There's a tool for that.
Yep. Prioritize objects. It ranks tables based on weighted factors, size, growth, savings potential, shows you where to focus for the biggest bang for your buck. And you can drill down into a fact sheet for each table: history, related tables, archiving objects, all the details.
That's really useful. What about tracking the actual work?
For tracking, archiving information monitors your archiving job progress, shows what's archived versus what's actually deleted. You can also track projects using ICI dashboards, visualize progress with KPIs.
And database health.
Reorganization and compression tools analyze if reorganizing or compressing tables and indexes makes sense, especially for DB6 or Oracle. It even includes ATA-sizing now.
Anything specific for ATA?
Yes, data aging. Helps identify data to move from pricey in-memory ATA to the disk tier. Optimizes memory, improves performance.
What about finding data that's just never used?
The unused data tool is for that. Finds data not used or changed over time, splitting it into not accessed versus read access only. More reduction candidates.
And for BW systems?
There are specific BW savings potential apps. They find temporary data like PSA or DSO change logs, or opportunities for nearline storage, NLS for old info providers.
Wow, that's a lot of dashboards, a real toolkit. Can Solman also just give you recommendations?
It can. Service sessions, like the guided self-service report we mentioned, can generate a kind of blueprint with recommendations based on SAP best practices.
But you had a warning about that for big systems.
Right. For really large systems, running the full GSS report can take ages and hog resources. Sometimes it's better to have your strategy first, then use specific launchpad tools to support that strategy, instead of a blanket report.
Makes sense. Use the tools surgically. Now, with all this complexity, what are common troubleshooting headaches people run into?
You do see recurring things. Duplicated size data or illegal input errors in logs, usually config issues.
Performance problems.
Extractor performance issues sometimes need tuning. Discrepancies between DVM reports and transaction DB02.
Why is that?
Usually because DVM focuses on the ABAP dictionary tables, while DB02 includes everything, even non-ABE stuff.
Okay, other things.
No applicable data found in queries often means a missing SAP note. And sometimes the saving potential analysis shows over 100% also usual missing notes that fix the calculation logic.
Check the logs in RTCC tool then.
Absolutely. They're your best friends for diagnosis.
Okay, last piece.
Yeah.
Can you simplify the whole architecture? How does the data flow from the business system to these dashboards?
Sure. High level. Data from your managed systems, your ERP, your S/4HANA.
Where the business runs.
Right. That's collected by extractors or agents. That data flows into the extractor framework in SAP Solution Manager.
The central collection point.
Yep. Inside Solution Manager, the DVM Launchpad group talks to the BW cubes and tables, where all that collected data is stored and organized.
The data warehouse part.
Exactly. And then the BW queries and dashboards pull data from those cubes to create all the charts and graphs you see in the Launchpad group.
Collection, storage, analysis, action, a cycle.
It's a continuous loop, yeah.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground here. Navigated through data volume management complex, definitely, but sounds incredibly valuable.
It really is rewarding when done right.
From that first readiness check for S/4HANA, all the way to using those deep analytical dashboards in Solution Manager. Hopefully you listening have a clearer picture now. How to get from data chaos to, well, informed strategic action.
Keeping those systems lean, compliant, performing well, it's about making data work for you, not against you.
Turning it from a burden into an asset.
A continuously optimized strategic asset, yeah.
So the final thought for you. What hidden data burdens might be lurking in your system right now? Quietly slowing things down, costing money. And maybe more importantly, what strategic edge could you gain by intelligently managing that data for your next big project or just for smoother sailing day to day?
Something to think about.
Definitely something to mull over until our next deep dive.